Yo, what is up, legends? My name is Wikus and welcome back to the week trading channel. So we had a very big consolidation week this week on the daily time frame, and the weekly decided to close with a bearish candle. Now there's a lot of aspects that I'm looking at in the market today and for the week ahead, so let's get straight into it. As you can see, I already placed out my monthly, weekly and daily support zones on the charts. Once again, it's just to save a bit of time. If you need to understand why and how I place them, you are more than welcome to go to one of the previous videos to go have a look as to how I place those specific zones. I use that as extra confirmations looking for trades at support zones and resistance zones. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, we can see that we have now formed this bearish engulfing candle. I place a new weekly zone there as well, and go into the daily time frame to have a look at this. So on the daily time frame, looking at the technical side of things, we are still moving in a bearish ABCD pattern. To show it this way is basically it's A, B, C, D, and then A, B, C going up, down, and then another one here. Okay, so in essence, what I'm seeing on the daily time frame is still this ABCD pattern playing out. Resistance we got here at 78.6, and then a possible continuation to the downside. Now on the daily time frame, that looks really enticing to get into sells as high as possible. There was a lot of areas to get into sells on the lower time frames this week. We had this area here, a lot of resistance that we had here, and then a massive manipulation or liquidity grab, and then a continuation down. Okay, now that area could have been a perfect area to look for sells on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. The one thing that, and I'm still holding it, it's the same as last week, is this specific area on the left hand side looking on the daily time frame this week here that we have here. So for now, you can see that we played a role there. We had some support there. We had a retest of that area on Monday, as I expected was going to happen. So some of you probably caught that buy as the market moved down on Monday. We can go to the 1 hour to go have a look at what it looked like. The market opened. It was a massive bearish gap to the bottom when the market opened, and then it started pushing up. And I know of someone specifically that actually got into the trade and actually took this push to the upside on that bull push. So well done on that. Okay, and then we had this massive consolidation area. We caught a couple of sells, we caught a couple of buys here, and then eventually the market decided to go down. But if you look on it on a bigger scale, this is a massive block, consolidation block that was formed, and there was a massive double top on the 4 hour. We've got our first top here, and then we've got our second top basically here as well. So showing a lot of potential for buys and sells inside of this box, confusing a lot of people. At this stage, I still need to keep to the technical aspect of the chart, where the daily is showing sells, but I am also seeing very strong possible bulls still trying to make their way back into the market. Now the reason why I'm seeing it is we are still finding a lot of support at these monthly zones that's been drawn out, this weekly zone that's been playing a big role in the market. As you can see, we got perfect support there, support here as well, support there, and now we are back at this zone, and we can see the formation of the candles here at the 1 hour as the market is actually struggling to turn around and get into a bull momentum at this specific area. Now on the daily time frame, we are still inside the daily order block. Now I'm just going to remove my monthly and my weekly zones here just to take away the clutter of the chart and just have a look at the technical side of the candles. Okay, so on the candles itself, we've got this area here. We can see it's a massive order block that was formed here on the daily time frame, and the candles played on top of this order block of the opening as low as possible, grabbing some liquidity, moving up and playing on top of this box. Okay, and we are, as I said, literally playing around this weak area as well. So the market hasn't closed yet. So personally, I would not want to go into massive sells and look for swing sells before we have broken below this area, because it is clear that the market is respecting this zone and the market actually wants to use that as a possible jumping board to go into bulls again. Okay, so on the 4 hour time frame, this is the ABCD patterns that we've been playing out. So we've got this one here, moved down, made like that, went up again, played around a little bit, and then went down lower, and then we actually broke up and we formed a higher high. Now the one thing that is clear to me if I take out my fib is when we look at this higher high and how the market pushed up, if we go and take the fib, we never actually made a complete 38.2 when the market came to that specific zone there. So the market went down and never closed below the 38.2 and started moving back up, and as the market moves up we need to follow it with the fib until we get a good enough retracement, and the market never went and closed below the 38.2, and then the market did this. It went up, it formed this double top here, as we can see, this double top here, and then a breakout liquidity grab, and then went back down again. And now for the first time the market has actually broken into 38.2 once again at the bottom of the big box, and we are very close to this wick on the left hand side. So on the 4-hour time frame, I'm still in the first bullish ABCD pattern on the 4-hour time frame, although we are in a daily bearish ABCD pattern. On the 4-hour we are on the bullish ABCD pattern. Still looking at this order block, we are still inside this order block, we have not broken below it. And also on the 1-hour time frame we can see a lot of different ABCD patterns playing out. At this stage we are running in bearish ABCD patterns, it is very clear. So the 1-hour ABCD patterns playing out, a lot of fast ABCD patterns that played out in the market the past couple of hours, I would say. So actually when the market broke down, you could have used this area as this trend line and gotten a retest there. I was actually awake looking at the chart that when this happened and the market actually just broke down completely. It was a play around with NFP, nothing much happening with NFP because the most of the focus is on the war and what's happening there. So there was a bit of a jump, but nothing spectacular at all. And the market decided to actually just continue down. So at this stage, the majority of the ABCD patterns, the majority of the technical structure is bearish, but we need to keep in mind that we are in a daily order block and we are finding a lot of support. We have now on the 4-hour for the first time got a good enough retracement to look for possible buys on the 4-hour, although the 1-hour is still bearish. So in my opinion, what we should do is just continue playing with the lower time frame ABCD patterns until we get a break of structure that shows us clearly that we are going to buy, but do not keep yourself blind for the possible buy until we have broken down below and actually continued selling strongly with a lot of pressure. Okay, so there's a lot happening in the markets. The market can literally go bullish, the market can literally go bearish. The news of the war is really playing around with the market and what's happening in the structure of the market. You can look at the wicks of this specific area since the majority of the war has been playing out, and you can see that the amount of wicks that we have here, the size of the wicks is much less, it's much smaller. There is wicks, but it's much less and smaller compared to the last 2 weeks basically since the war has been escalating and going on. So at this stage, what I am looking for is possible buys at some stage. I would like the market to push back up to this specific area. I would see a nice order block here that formed, as you can see, the liquidity grab that we had here. I would like the market to actually come back to this area and possibly sell then or break through it completely. So at this stage, I'm just going to follow the 1-hour ABCD patterns until the market breaks structure on the 1-hour, continue up to the top, look for my TPs there, take out profits and see if the market respects this area. But once again, the market can actually as well, because we are on the daily ABCD pattern that's very bearish, we can actually completely just break down completely. So stick to the 1-hour ABCD patterns for now until we break structure, looking for buys. If we go into buys, that's if we go into buys, we take buys and we start looking for profit at this top area here, maybe even lower depending on how the market actually forms its structures. But this area looks legit for taking profits, and at this area we can start looking for sells again, or we can wait for the market to break through, retest this specific zone and then possibly move up. So there's a lot happening in the market, but yeah, this is my analysis for the week. It's clear and simple. There's a lot of indications in the market as to what we can look for, what we can use to our advantage. And once again, remember to use the daily, weekly, and monthly support zones, as those areas always plays a role when it comes to reversal in the markets and looking for support and resistance zones and using those areas for taking profits and entering into trades. So yeah, I hope this video helps you guys. Have a legendary week, have an awesome week. Please feel free to leave a comment down below, ask me any questions, and also feel free to join our Telegram group. It is free. You can join the Telegram group, and if you've been interested in signing up to week trading, to doing my full Nasdaq course, the full Nasdaq course is, I've dropped the price from 3,500 Rand to 1,000 Rand. That's a 2,500 Rand drop that's in the price. I think it's valid until Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, you can go to the website weektrading.co.za, go sign up for the course for 1,000 Rand. I'll add you to the full members group as well, and we can start doing webinars and Zoom calls if you need me to help you even more than the information that I've shared on the course. So yeah, have a legendary Sunday, have a legendary week. I'll speak to you all in the next one. Cheers.